Okay, so this is my project for my final. I decided to incorporate music because I use it every day in my classroom and I love it. One of the websites I use the most I do work with young kids is Starfall. With Starfall, you can go in to click on many of these different things and it'll show you videos to do with math or to get the kids up and moving. You can do ones with colors. There's ones with the alphabet that you click on the letter and it'll say the sound of the letter, and then have games or activities and videos for the kids, and they really like it. And then there's also ones for numbers, and then they get older with geometry and measurement. Starfall does use the Common Core standards that we are all supposed to use now. As you see, this video goes through the alphabet. It shows the uppercase letters. It also shows the lowercase letters. And then it goes through the sounds of the letters, the uppercase and lowercase letters. With sounds like this, I'm able to tell with my students if they know the letters and it's something that captures their attention. The beat is something different. They really like it. There's similar songs like this that I've used, and my students really do like it. And it's very helpful for my exceptional ed students. This is some about the history and the law of special education. In the history, in 1972, a class action suit established the right to free and public education for all children with mental retardation. In 1982, that court case upheld the right of each child with disabilities to a personalized program of instruction, something we've come now to know as an IEP plan. And that court case also established the necessary supportive services, such as a speech-language pathologist or an occupational therapist, things like that the child may need. And then in 1988, that court case ruled that children with disabilities could not be excluded from school for any misbehavior that is handicap related. For instance, if you have a student that when they get upset they flail on the floor, they can't get kicked out of school because that is part of their disability. That is one of their issues from that. Some of the laws that affect special education is the Public Law 94-142. It requires that all children with disabilities be provided with a free, appropriate public education. Section 504 of the Vocation Rehabilitation Act of 1973 prevents discrimination against all persons with disabilities in programs that receive federal funds. And the ADA, the Americans with Disability Act, protects all individuals with disabilities from discrimination and requires employers to make reasonable accommodations for employees with disabilities. And while that one doesn't necessarily affect schooling, it does affect individuals with disabilities. And IDEA 97 has 7 different aspects that it affected. It affected the IEP plans, how the students were evaluated and their eligibility for different programs, the fact that we were to assess all students, not just specific ones, the discipline, transition programs, the rules and need for paraprofessionals, and medications for students. And these are more videos. I'll play clips, a few clips of each of them. There are ones for history, and these ones are a little more higher. Lower students may like them, but also I know like upper or elementary, even middle school have liked them. Maybe even high schoolers. I don't know.
have heard of women's rights and how we tried to reach new heights if we're all created equal. That's us too.
And that one goes on with more history of women's rights. And then
rocking and a rolling, smishing and a splashing over the horizon. What can it be? And could you help us run it till it's grown? They planted corn, you know. They built their houses one by one, and bit by.
that one goes on to discuss more of the Boston Tea Party and the different history aspects. So that's a video you could include in your class. And it's something that it's catchy and it's tuny and it's easy for the kids to remember. Here's two others I'll try to show.
As your body grows bigger,
Your mind must flower,
it's great to learn.
'cause knowledge is power. It's Schoolhouse Rocky, a chip off the block.
To seize the arsenal there, you know, waking folks searching all around. Till our militia stopped them in their tracks. At the old North Bridge, we turned them back and chased those redcoats back to Boston town. And the shot heard around the world was the start of the revolution. The Minutemen were ready on the move. Take your powder, take your gun, report to General Washington.
As you can tell, that one goes on about the war. And then one more history video I have attached.
And the finest one she's got. The great American melting pot. The great American melting pot. America was founded by the English,
but also by the Germans, Dutch, and French.
the principle still sticks, our heritage is mixed. So any kid could be the president.
That one goes on to discuss like the melting pot aspect. So these are good videos you can include in your classroom for, I think, kids of any age. They will really like. I've seen a lot of kids use them. I even had my teachers use them. And then inclusive education. It's a very firm belief. I'm a very firm believer of this. If you should see the person, as it says, see the person, not the disability. They are all people. They all have base. They all want to be happy, and they all have things that they want to do and people they want to be. And we shouldn't judge them or discriminate against them just because they were born differently. I feel it's maybe just another issue we need to get over. But inclusive education should include them all in the classroom. And the Common Core, something we are all now being shifted towards. These are just the different fundamental shifts for the Common Core. The balance of literacy, literary and formal text builds knowledge in the disciplines. Staircase of text complexity, text-based answers, write from sources, and build academic vocabulary. As I've read before, the Common Core is the idea behind it is to create a more literate 21st century. And technology is a big source for any kid, whether they're young or older, whether they speak English or they speak another language, whether they have a disability or they don't. Even you and I, we all love technology. On here I have an iPad. Next to that, it's called an AAC device. There's a program that can also be used on the iPad and the computer for this. It's used for students that don't have the ability to talk. They can use that. And then music and videos and the computer. Those are all great technology resources that you should use for any grade, any kid in the classroom. They are amazing. I use them every day. Collaboration talks about special education teachers and general education teachers, even speech-language pathologists and occupational therapies, all getting together and working together to benefit the child, doing what we can to give them more opportunities in life and the ability to go further. And the behaviors. Behaviors are something that children with disability, even those that aren't, just regular quote-unquote problem children, but there's a saying, say, be safe, be respectful, be responsible. should teach children the behaviors you want them to have. And then finally, these are videos to use for the reading and writing skills. They each talk about nouns, adverbs, interjections, adjectives, conjunctions, and pronouns. They're all Schoolhouse Rock videos, and they're all found on YouTube. Thank you.